we go seesawing.
Michael into the lane, left hand, got it!
Beautiful move by Michael Jordan. This is a different looking Bulls team.
Hornacek threw it away, Rodman ahead to Jordan.
And Michael brings it back and jams it home for their biggest lead, 61-53.
Chicago right now senses the kill.
If Utah hoped to stave off Chicago's assault, they'd need more firepower, and they'd get it from Jeff Hornacek.
Mailman back door to Hornacek, but they got him trapped. He backs it out on the right wing now, does a leap and leaner. Good! Horny!
Here's Hornacek penetrating for the right side, swings back baseline for the layup. A beautiful move by Hornacek.
Hornacek has been huge in this game.
Hornacek, Jordan got a piece of it. Hornacek recovers, muscles it up and in.
And we are tied on an 8-0 run.
On his back, wide right curve. Stockton steals it. Stockton ahead to Adam Peake. He's got it. Drive. Miss a wide open layup. Karl Malone rebounds it. Unbelievable. Out front, Horny for three. Good.
When it's going your way, it's going your way, baby. Jazz fans on their feet at the Delta Center.
Utah on a huge run now. So 73-70, Jazz have retaken the lead.
And as the game entered the fourth quarter, both teams struggled to grab control of the contest.
Isley loose again, and then had to bring it back to the top. Bounced inside, stolen by Burrell. Rebound tapped out of there. Rodman and Pippen fighting for it, and they lost it out of bounds.
Either could have taken it, and they combined to juggle it out of bounds.
Here's Malone again. He missed this one at point-blank range, though.
He had an easy layup, and he missed it.
Nothing dropping for him.
Oh, and then Michael just wide open underneath, goes up, missed it.
Oh, the look on Michael Jordan's face. He is so frustrated.
In the game's final minutes, it would come down to the most basic of challenges.
Come on, guys, let's go down. Execute down the stretch.
Jordan moves it, great ball movement. Kerr, three, got it. Great ball movement by Chicago.
7 on the shot clock. Now Michael's got to do it himself. 6, 5. Jordan backing, pumping, falling, firing. Stars! Oh my!
Michael Jordan, not to be denied here tonight.
Trailing by 2, the Jazz would also respond with execution.
Here comes Stockton on the drive, cut off, back outside. Hornacek's three, yes! Oh, yes! Jeff Hornacek puts Utah ahead, 86-85.
The Jazz had attempted to deal the Bulls a final blow. Now Chicago's response would measure less their precision than their resourcefulness.
Glass, right side, bad pass. He turns it over, Stockton does. Off now to Kerr, bodies flying.
Kerr to the front court. Kerr stops and pops and missed it. Rebound, Kerr. Kerr back to Michael, up and scores.
And Chicago reclaims the lead.
What an unbelievable sequence of plays.
With one dramatic play, the Bulls had stolen the game and the precious home court advantage.
Chicago wins it 93-88. Put it down, seal it up, and let's go to Chicago even at a game apiece.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Game 3 of the Finals, as the scene now shifts to the United Center on the west side of Chicago, with the Bulls and the Utah Jazz all even at a victory apiece. The next three, Dr. Jack Ramsey, are here in Chicago.
The Bulls are going to hold serve, Brent. They've got to come out with a lot of intensity. Typically, they have not played with the same focus at home as they have on the road.
Gentlemen, Game 3, veterans like yourselves, have a great game.
Stay up the dog.
And here's the Utah opening possession of this Game 3. Malone's jump shot is there. How huge is that as Malone puts the first one down. Over now to Hornacek. Back to Malone, drives the lane, comes for the layup, good.
As the first quarter unfolded, Utah's strategy was clear: to reestablish Malone as their main offensive weapon.
Side of Karl Malone. Mailman. Faking, twisting, jumping, and scoring again. Karl Malone has hit 6 consecutive shots. Unbelievable.
The mailman carrying Utah on his big shoulders right now.
If Malone had run free, Chicago's defense would now make sure to shackle him.
Chicago trying to pick up the defense if they can, and Rodman trying to be more physical on him.
But these Bulls are swarming the Jazz defensively.
Malone with Rodman hand fighting him, and Malone offensive foul came up and he drilled Rodman.
Having contained Malone, the Bulls would now shut down his teammates.
Offensive foul. Great position, Scottie Pippen. Utah cannot get into its rhythm. Stockton's having a nightmare against the Chicago defense.
Nicely, a fake and a drive on Harper, blocked by Harper, taken away. Great defense by the Bulls.
Now Stockton drives it down the floor, and Pippen's there over to running Malone into Pippen. No offensive foul called on the mailman, and Pippen draws another charge. This Bulls defense is as good as it gets.
Sloan could stop the clock, but he couldn't stop the Bulls, as Chicago would now take charge.
One bounce Pippen at the free throw line. Comes the lane, running. Tough hook shot off the glass. Good for Scottie Pippen.
Scottie against Morris. Lost him down the lane.
Pippen faked the shot. Drive left to right. The running one-hander by Pippen. Good. Held it. And he's fouled. Scottie Pippen. The Bulls tearing the Jazz up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rout is on in Chicago.
Bulls running away. They're up 60-38.
MJ looking.
Fake right, go left. He'll go to the baseline.
As the Bulls completed an historic triumph, Jordan added the finishing touch.
Jordan to the wrapped up by Abdul-Jabbar, and somehow, some way, he scores.
Back up the trucks. This baby is history.
The fans delirious here in Chicago.
Unbelievable beating on Utah.
The greatest victory in NBA final history is done. Light the fireworks. 96-54.
This is actually the score? Is this the final? I thought it was 196. Seemed like they scored 196.
A win tonight here at the United Center means the Bulls get the chance to close it out at home on Friday.
So many questions to be answered by the Utah Jazz. How do you come back after a 42-point drubbing?
After a blowout like that, you turn around and say, okay, well, it's one game and we lost. So we have to show up tonight and play hard-nosed Jazz basketball, else we're in trouble.
And from the start, Karl Malone made it clear the Jazz would be a different team.
Hooks the shot up and scores.
There you go, Karl. That's the way to do it.
Malone now wants to post up again. Pull-up jump shot over the top of Longley.
You cannot handle him tonight.
But Malone would be matched by Scottie Pippen.
Pippen firing for three. Oh, man.
Rebound, run down. Pippen goes and takes it away from Stockton. Left corner, three. Got it. Oh, baby. He's looking for an MVP.
Chicago was surging, but this time Malone and the Jazz refused to fold.
Huge hoop for the mailman. So Utah hanging in the neighborhood here today, unlike in Game 3.
Came out with a different intensity tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
The intensity and the Bulls' defense would grow more ferocious.
Utah has not yet scored in the fourth quarter. Could it be happening again?
Chicago's stifling defense began to take its toll on the Jazz.
Harper dives for it. Stockton and Harper. Harper's got it. Turn it over.
In a game that seemed up for grabs, the Bulls had now taken control.
And a burst by Chicago.
It's a dangerous time for Utah right here, Doug.
They trail by 7, but the game may be hanging in the balance here, and Sloan knows it.
But the Bulls couldn't shake the resilient Jazz.
Suddenly it's Utah. Does the game turn here?
Come on, Jazz. Come on, Lucky.
And as the game reached its waning moments, Utah seized the advantage.
Utah can take the lead. Stockton one-hands, Morris drives for the lead. Got it! Oh, boy! On a driving layup. So after a blowout, we're in for a different kind of ending here in Game 4 in Chicago.
With time winding down, the Bulls would turn to a conventional weapon.
Michael Jordan regains the lead.
And an unconventional one.
Loose ball, crucial loose ball. There's a foul.
This man wants it a little bit more than everybody else right now.
That's a good foul. Dennis Rodman, a notoriously bad free throw shooter.
You can't be afraid to face the reality of not winning.
Oh, Dennis?
Rodman at that free throw line right now. Makes it.
So it didn't faze me at all. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't jittery. You got to go out there and do the job.
In the air. Good again. How about that?
Rodman's free throws had sealed Game 4 and given Chicago a commanding series lead.
And does anyone in America think that Michael Jordan will let this series out of the city of Chicago Friday night?
Right now we're 3-1, we're in control, and tonight was like an appetizer. Friday could be the entree.
Get your Bulls Jazz program right here for Game 5, the clincher.
They're going to win it tonight. This is it. Yeah, this is it. They're not going back to Utah.
Tonight is the night. Welcome to United Center, where the city of Chicago is bracing for a celebration, while the Utah Jazz is trying to keep that party on hold.
Get ready for Game 5. Is this the last one, Billy?
Yes, it is.
The stage is set for a celebration. So what the Utah Jazz faces is simply this. They've got to make this a competition, not a coronation.
Stockton and Malone, two of the top 50 players in the history of this game. If this game is going to go back to Game 6, then these two guys must get it done tonight.
We lay it on the basketball court, and we come out off the court, we all celebrate, and Joe's going to be happy. Let's go, baby.
And early on, it seemed that Toni Kukoc would personally lead the way to the Bulls' coronation as he launched a one-man barrage in the first quarter.
Kukoc, here he comes, off the dribble with a drive, scores!
He is just on fire.
But standing between the Bulls and the championship was Karl Malone, who was intent on sending the series back to Utah.
Inside of Karl Malone. The mailman squares away, jumping up, good!
Malone continues to carry the Utah Jazz as they try to stave off elimination.
Malone gets the shot away. It's in. Karl Malone keeps pouring them in.
As the mailman scored at will, the Bulls would begin to unravel.
I sense a little anxiety, a little tightness here in Chicago.
It may be a lack of focus preparing for the parade and the celebration.
While Chicago struggled, Malone was lifting his play even higher.
Oh, baby! Where did that come from?
Even the continued heroics of Kukoc would not be enough, as the festive atmosphere had now been turned into stunned silence by Malone's classic 39-point performance.
Back inside of Karl Malone. He'll jump it for 15. Good!
Malone personally pushing this series back toward Utah.
But with the Bulls trailing by 2, there was time for Jordan to try and write a storybook ending.
Into Jordan, a prayer. We go to Utah.
And what a quiet crowd all of a sudden. All those plans for the parade, for the victory celebration, for the awarding of the trophy. Out the window, baby! We're going to Salt Lake City.
Go Jazz, man. Go Jazz. All the way. Bring it to Game 7 and take it home.
Here at the Delta Center, welcome to Game 6. The Chicago Bulls show up having lost the home court advantage in the finals, but the Bulls are a confident team. They have never lost a Game 6 in their finals history.
Facing a raucous Utah crowd and a revitalized Jazz team, Scottie Pippen and the Bulls would be dealt another ominous setback in the early moments of Game 6.
Bob, I think Scottie Pippen pulled his back out on that dunk shot.
And with Pippen hobbled, the Jazz would immediately capitalize on his absence.
Up top to Karl Malone, fake right, try to go left, get out. Comes back right side, strong move. Deep the lane, put it up, good! Got it! He's fouled! The mailman delivers!
They roar their approval at the Delta Center as the first quarter comes to an end.
With Utah surging and Pippen's status in doubt, the Bulls' fate would be placed in familiar hands.
They go to Jordan, low left, here we go. Follow-away, base left, shot good! Down on the angle left, they go to Jordan. Michael, one bounce, fire away. Score another one, a man possessed.
Michael feels right now he can make every shot he takes.
The Jazz simply had no answers for Jordan, who would scorch them for 23 points in the first half.
Michael Jordan sticks his third three-pointer of the half.
But Utah's two superstars would now respond as one, working in tandem as they had done so many times before.